was on Easter Sunday after my surgery, my second surgery. Thursday night, I had a brain bleed. And what brain bleeds do for me is it presents itself as I can't talk. So it was a reoccurrence of that, not being able to talk. And Ashlyn was here alone, and she said, "Who made this basket?" And I was behind the refrigerator, open refrigerator, and I was like, "Carolyn," and I couldn't say Carolyn. And so I closed the refrigerator, and I said to her, I looked at her and pleaded with my eyes, you know, like, and it wasn't anywhere in my body, and, you know, like, I just couldn't speak. So I went over to the neighbors, and I didn't say anything, and they were like, what's wrong, you know, and I said, and they called my husband, and Ashlyn did great. I mean, so my husband came home, and he said, we got to get you to the ER, the UCLA ER, and the reason I'm telling you this story is because my favorite story in the Passion is the part where Jesus goes to the Garden of Gethsemane. I don't know if I'm saying that word right. And he asks God, his Father, to take this cup from his lips, but thy will, not my will, be done. And it was Good Friday. So I was sitting all alone in an ICU, and I had my speech back, and I was just praying, you know, like, okay, I'm in the Garden of Gethsemane, and but thy will. And I really wanted to go home for Easter Sunday. And so I was walking around trying to look healthy, you know, like, I'm healthy,
Right.
And I was bothering the weekend doctor, and I would try to walk by him and be like, I'm healthy. And so he finally released me on Saturday. And it seemed like that was my Easter miracle, you know.
Right.
And we have a dinner here, or a lunch here every Easter Sunday, and I was just so happy to be back, you know. And so this time, no, two times ago, it happened like after 7, so 5 years. You know, I was out 5 years. So she was 12, and we went to the same surgeon, and I had the surgery. And this time, I woke up without right side movement.
I remember that.
Yeah, because I you know, here's what I'm going to insert. I asked you, like, what made me come up to you was you looked really friendly, and you had an awesome body. And
this was when we met, by the way. So I was not
at Malibu Fitness.
I was at Malibu Fitness. I wasn't even a trainer yet. I had no clients. I had my earphones in. And actually, when she says friendly, usually people say I don't look friendly at all. You look so intimidating. I'm like, I'm really a nice person, I swear. But then she comes up to me, and I'll let you finish, but that, you know, I distinctly remember that day.
That's cool. Yeah, I just thought I want to know her, and I was checking you out from the treadmill, and I was like, really? How does she get that body? And so we just hit it off, and
totally hit it off.
This was after my second surgery, so I was still on chemo.
Yep, I remember you being
so
telling me that. Actually, I think that day we met, and I wasn't a trainer yet, and you said, "I'm on chemo.
Yeah.
Are you a trainer?" I wasn't a trainer, and I said, "Yes, I am." She said, "Do you have a card?" I said, "Not on me," but I didn't have any cards. And I was like, well, so you can thank Sky for creating, like, I had an idea of what I want to do, but Sky is the one who pushed me to actually be the person I guess I am now. So
yeah.
So that was just to preface, I made a little fib, but in the end it all worked out.
Yeah. So we started working out on Zuma Beach,
Yep.
and she took me from 0 to 11 in 6 months, and I was regretful that I had to go back into surgery because I had a rockin' bod too.
Oh my gosh! So we went from walking on Zuma Beach, just very slow walking, and there's an incline divider that's probably up to my ribs, and we would do maybe 5 or 6 incline push-ups and then keep walking.
Right.
And then a couple weeks later, we dropped it down to the bench, where it was a little bit lower, so it was a little bit harder to do push-ups, and we started jogging on the sand. And then I got the TRX out and the kettlebells, and then week after week,
Yeah.
we started growing and doing more and more and more.
More.
And then I told her about this thing that we do in lifeguard training. It's called the Big Hurt.
But I called it the Big Tickle.
Yeah, so Sky didn't want to frame it that way in her brain, that it was the Big Hurt, so it was called the Big Tickle for her. And what it was is about a 5-mile soft sand run with a bunch of push-ups and frog jumps and basically whatever you can think that is horrible to do in exercise,
Or ticklish.
we were doing it. So if you can just imagine someone going from still on chemo to 6 months and doing the workouts I was doing. I wasn't changing anything. I'm like, hey, I kind of want to work out. I should probably call Sky today. So just that alone, when I look back on it, it's like one of the most inspiring 6 months of my life, because it went from me not knowing really that much about personal training or personal interaction on that level to basically getting a best friend and an ultimate motivator, and someone that every time I was having a bad day, I just would kind of think back to your story and think back to how you make everything funny.
Yes.
And it made it, every time something happens in my brain, I go, you know what? It's not that bad.
Yeah.
It's not that bad. It's how you think about it.
How you frame it.
Yeah,
I like
exactly. But so after 6 months, yeah, she was in incredible shape, really incredible shape. I have pictures to prove it.
You too.
Totally have pictures to prove it.
So about 5 years later, I had another recurrence, and that's when I woke up with right side weakness or right side, paralysis, which became weakness, which became, this is what I'm dealing with now. So, I decided not to do Temidor again, and a year later, just this past February, and this is May or April, they found something else. And just by coincidence, the day before, I had a different kind of seizure where all my seizures had been nocturnal grand mals, and then I was at a pancake breakfast and I started to seize, and my right hand was jerking, and I had, so I didn't know what it was, and my husband was across cooking sausage, and a mom called out to him, Sky's having a seizure, and he said, she is. And I was like, so if you can imagine this, like tense your muscles up and then do it again, that's how much it hurt so badly.
Wow.
And I could hear, that's the difference, everything that was going on around me. And so I had a teacup in this hand, and it's my favorite teacup. So I was like, don't drop the teacup. And so I was trying to, and I felt it go out of my hand. And so I knew, like, that's the thing. It's like, I'm thinking about the wrong thing.
Yeah.
But it was so odd because this right hand I thought was here, and it wasn't. It was here. And so I lost all feeling on my right side. But it only lasted for 5 minutes. And I at the 3-minute mark, I wanted to say, you know, like, I can hear you, you know, like, just to, and so at the 4-minute mark, I could say it, and I was like, I can hear you, and I heard my husband say, oh, she goes into this, you know, like, seizure that takes about a half hour to pass, and then we can, you know, she gradually wakes up, and I was like, I can hear you.
Yeah.
It's not the same kind of seizure.
Right.
And that was by coincidence the day before my next MRI, and I didn't think it was anything, but my husband just knew, and so now we're dealing with chemo again, Temidor, and that's really hard because, you know, Ashlyn, I can't drive any more, and I'm hoping that goes away quickly. And Ashlyn's mad, you know?
Yeah. She's scared.
Yeah, she's
frustrated,
scared.
And she's a young, you know.
Yeah.
Preteen. How old is she?
She's 13.
Yeah, 13. I mean, it's like
she's strong-willed, and you know, like, so.
I wonder where she gets up.
Yeah.
So odd.
But she's a realist, like her dad, you know.
That's and best of both worlds.
Yeah. So, and she takes after me, you know, or you know, like, is angry at me and can say, you know,
Right.
I've read all these articles, like, let them say their piece and, you know, give them their voice, and it's really hard.
Yeah, I bet.
But I know, because I know she's a healthy human, because she's not glomming on, and she's not completely shutting herself off.
Right.
I always know, like, every night she comes into my bedroom and says goodnight, and, like, brings her, she has a bunny.
A real bunny.
Yeah, a real bunny. There's in our bathroom. That she brings in, and she cuddles it instead of cuddling me. But it's a transferable thing, and
right.
she gets so much comfort from that bunny. And I know it's replacement for me. She can't say that she needs comfort from me, but she can lay by me and comfort the bunny, or get comfort from the bunny.
Now that you're kind of dealing with this again, what do you do on a daily basis that helps you rise above? Or what is there one thing that you do, like, is it in the morning, is it at night, or something you say to yourself? Or an action?
I have a Mary out there, a statue of Mary, who's my favorite saint. So I meditate on Mary, I exercise, I do things that I want to do for myself, you know, and I apologize when I can't do them. But I think that I don't know if I would do chemo again if I didn't have Ashlyn and Mark. So they offer me inspiration. And I just take it all in and see the good and see the bad, and the good, of course, outweighs the bad.
Right.
talk to me, but I'm like, keep it weak.
Right. But it's about, I mean,
Yeah.
I feel like it's the theme of this conversation is about how you frame
Right.
what you're looking at. Because you could easily go into shutdown mode.
Yes.
You could easily close all the blinds. I mean, it's so bright and beautiful in here. You could close all the blinds, you could get in bed, and you could not do
Right.
anything, you know.
Yeah.
But you don't,
No.
you know. And Sky had called me a couple times and said, hey, I'm ready to work out, and come on over to the garage and let's do a workout. And so we could only do 5 minutes though.
Yeah.
But she called me to do a workout when she's recovering, not feeling good, but actually like taking a step to do something that she knows will make her feel better, but then also saying like 5 minutes is all I have. And that was like, I would leave after I think I'd leave after like an hour because we'd work out for 5 minutes and then like talk for 55 minutes. And I just was always so inspired just to go and see you give 5 minutes everything. And then.
Well, there was that day where it was like lightly raining and you came over and I was like, I can't do a workout anyway. And you said, well, I just want to stay and talk to you. And I felt like that was another moment in our friendship that I like really, really appreciated because I guess I did know, but I didn't realize how great a friend you were. And to sit here and, like to take my time, take up your time, which I think, I consider you pretty busy, so.
Yeah. Well, I just, I thought about this and I thought about telling everybody about your story because when I think back on it now, about everything you've been through and everything that we've been through together, it's pretty inspiring for me. And when I get in the weeds and I, I'm a real person too.
Yeah.
There's things that happen in your life that pull you down, and it's up to you to pull yourself out.
Right.
Period. And lately I've thought about our story and I'm like, oh my gosh, like there must have been some amazing timing there.
Yes.
Because I usually don't go to the gym.
Yeah.
I usually don't ever go to the gym, but
Yeah.
it just was this overlap of timing, and I could have said, no, I'm not a personal trainer. I could have gotten cold feet and said...
You could have said the truth.
I could have said the truth. Or I could have said, no, I don't have a card because I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And so I feel like there's all these things, and you say, God works in mysterious ways. There are signs that people should work together.
Yeah.
And I feel like you've inspired me so much, and you've helped me through mental struggles, even if you don't know you have, that I thought that if I could just show people like how amazing you are and what amazing things you've done and accomplished, and the way you frame certain things, that someone can just watch 5 seconds of this and see you and be like, that lady, what? No way! And it just makes me so happy to sit here and tell people about your story. And I just, it makes me emotional too, because it's been a long journey. And I think, when we sat down to talk about this, you said, this is a journey. This is my journey.
Yeah.
And I can really appreciate that. And I just want to thank you so much for just putting yourself out there for people.
Of course.
Yeah.
And I do want to encourage people to take a lighter look at stuff.
Because
It's
you're
not
in a
all
pretty heavy spot.
Yeah. It's not all about everyone has a cross to bear, right? And if you carry that cross, but make it a light burden and just smile through it, and when you're feeling low, go spend some time with friends, and if you can't do that, then just get out of bed and have a laugh with your husband and spend some time with your kids or your puppies, and I got a myriad of animals.
Yeah.
I got a bunny I can give you. And so just go walk or talk and just keep moving. That's my advice.
And I think that's, I tell everyone this all the time is if you're inside, if you're stuck doing something or you're getting upset or you're getting frustrated, just stop for a second, literally go outside for 5 minutes, take a walk, take a deep breath, and realize everything that you do have and forget about the things you don't have.
Or forget about the burdens you're carrying.
Yeah, it shouldn't, those things shouldn't weigh you down because everybody has issues. It's just, like we said 5 times this interview, is how you frame those issues.
Yeah.
Always take that lighter approach. Go outside, like Sky said, keep moving, and just be positive. I think that's the biggest thing is you have to be positive or you're just going to drag yourself down. Well,
thank you.
Yes, thank you so much. And thank you guys for watching. And, if you want to see more videos about how to streamline your body, mind, and life, go to spelttraining.com. And if you want to get in touch with Sky because you are so incredibly inspired, which I know you are, you have to go through me first because I am Sky's protector. But seriously, this has been a really powerful interview, and I hope that it inspires you to reframe the way that you look at things. So leave a comment down below, go to spelttraining.com, check everything out, and we will talk to you guys really soon. Bye.
Bye.